Morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, October, I believe, 8th. Yep, October 8th. Headed back from dropping off my son at school. We unfortunately overslept last night on Netflix. My wife and I, we overslept, so I didn't wake him up on time. So he missed the bus after I made everyone breakfast. But it's kind of funny. This is more of like a I'm glad I do what I do type video, because if I had a regular job where I had to be at the office at 8:30 like I used to be, and my son, called me and said, "Hey, Dad, I missed the bus," I'd be screwed. Like I have to drive home, get him back to school, and then do PTO for those hours, etc. It's kind of weird. Like there's so many ups and downs with real estate, but one of the things that it's a definite positive is the flexibility. Now, generally, my schedule is pretty, well segmented. I do, block of phone calls in the morning, do some light housework in the early afternoon, and then go on my appointments if I have any. Otherwise, I do some more calling. And then when JB comes home, help him with his schoolwork, spend some time with my wife, walk the dogs. And, I have like a little, set schedule of things. But when something's thrown off, like, the bus coming 10 minutes early and my son being 2 minutes late, I'm still able to handle it, so it's kind of interesting. I do appreciate those things. The plan for today, I'm pretty much 30 minutes behind, but making some phone calls until about 11:30 to 12. I have a listing appointment today for a condo, about 20 minutes away from me in St. Pete. So I'll be preparing for that from about 1 o'clock to about 3 o'clock, because I did some research last night on terms of the pricing, the neighborhood, the building, etc. But I'll do a little bit deeper dive, because I like to do the research during the day, because you never know what might have hit the market today or might have closed yesterday that wouldn't necessarily be immediately available on the MLS for me to do my research. So I'll be doing that, and hopefully it's a listing worth getting. I generally avoided the condo market here in Florida because of the issues with the Surfside disaster a few years ago. The laws that were written and then rewritten and then rewritten again have made the condo market really easy to avoid because of the assessments, the insurances, the lack of reserves for some of these condos. This condo happens to be over 30 years, so it falls well within that. It's a 10-story building, again, falls well within the parameters of the laws that are written. And this seller has been trying to sell this property for about a year and a half or two. And, that's red flag after red flag after red flag. I don't know what the other agents did wrong. I don't know what I can do right, but I do know I might have a different opinion about what to do next. And I'm going to offer those strategies for him. But I'm also in a position where, if he is looking for a set price that the market's not willing to give him, because I know it's a man, I spoke to him. If the gentleman's looking for certain terms or certain things that I don't believe I can provide, I'm more than comfortable walking away. I let that be someone else's problem. But if he's willing to listen, because I will probably be his 4th or 5th agent in 2 years. If he's willing to listen and take my advice, and granted, I don't pretend to be an expert, but I can see the forest for the trees. If he's willing to try some different strategies, I'm more than happy to take him on as a client. If he isn't, shake hands, and maybe I'll see him again in 6 months when he comes off the market again. So yes, I'm excited about having another listing opportunity. I'm excited about hopefully getting the appointment. It's a beautiful building. It's just, I think personally, is a high HOA, which is a hard selling point. What I got to find out is if the condo association is well funded. That means they have sufficient reserves to do any of the repairs that need to be done that they found, because it is on the water. If there are no red flags with the condos, and the condo seller is reasonable, and there's no other thing for me to worry about other than why the home hasn't sold based on the price point that he's attacking, and he's open to my recommendation on price, then yeah, I'm happy to take him on as a client. And if any one of those 4 or 5 things I mentioned is a no bueno, then no thank you. I don't need the headache. I definitely want to do well. I definitely want to do more listings. I definitely want to do different types of listings. I can't always just be the triplex, duplex guy. But I also want to work with people that are workable, that are coachable, that are agreeable. And this gentleman, he seemed to be nice on the phone, but if he's not agreeable or coachable or reasonable, then I will find somebody else to work with. I'm more than comfortable with that. So yeah, that's my plan for today. Get some more appointments, go to the appointment, and hopefully earn the business that's worth earning. Definitely got to shave and clean up beforehand though, so I got a couple hours to do that. Anyway, everyone, you have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.